Oh, what are you doing down there? Welcome to Vintage and our new office. Now, I recorded all of last week like a vlog, every day recording. This is the new office, this is what we're going to do. Here's us moving. We had the wet vac out, vacuuming, cleaning. The idea to have like a whole kind of thing of like preparing the space, filling the space. But the GoPro decided to shit itself and we lost all the footage. So instead, you're getting a post tour, a look at where we are so far, because we're still not finished, believe it or not. But we're in a pretty good place and we can give you an idea of what we're doing, how we're expanding going forward, and all that fun stuff. So come on, join me. Okay, so as I was saying, we lost most of our footage, so I'm kind of going to show you what we've done for storage for each shop. And that way you can see what's happening with each shop and then how we're going to expand each shop. So I probably just clipped it out, but on the left here is basically all our winter holdbacks. I'll take a photo and kind of crop it in. But that's basically, we've got all our pea coats, sheepskins, and all that kind of stuff. This side here is all our listed coats, so they're listed Barbers, whatever else is. And this is actually going to come out 3 more rails. So there's going to be 3 more rails in here. It's going to come out to about here, basically create a walkway down this side of the place. They're the belts from Away from the West. I might as well cover them while they're here. Nice steady sellers. I basically buy belts once a year. Buy the belts once a year, list them all, and by the end of the year, by the time you get back to January again, they'll be filtered back down to the point where this is basically half full, if not less. And then we just restock. Easy peasy. This is our another hold back rail. I hold back quite a bit of stuff for winter. This is all puffers, Nike ACG, North Face Summit Series, the 900 Pack-A-Mac one. There's a few other bits and bobs in here. Ralph Lauren, Tommy, a few more North Face jobs. This rail is all listed. This is all listed. Shirts and jackets again. And then these rails on this side are all unlisted. So what I'll do is I'll take photos of these and kind of splice them in, because moving the camera around. I've actually shot this once with a selfie stick and it just looks shit. So I feel like there's probably a better way of doing it. But basically what we're doing with Yellow Brick, basically what's happening in general, the move has kind of highlighted how much shit we have and how much random shit we have. And it's my own fault. When I started up again a few years ago, I decided that I am going to sell no more than 2 or 3 categories a shop. The plan was 2 or 3 categories for one shop. It was coats, jeans, cowboy boots, Converse. So they were the things. They have now spread into their own individual shops, which is fine, but we're going to kind of come back to that. I have a lot of projects lined up for the next year. So I need to kind of make sure this is kind of as streamlined as possible. I'm buying random stuff for car boots and the unboxing videos for the channel. It's just kind of made that a mess. So one of the things that's come from this move is basically a refocus back onto our core principles of business. And my core principle is high volume of niche stuff, of like specific stuff. High volume of Converse, high volume of leather jackets, high volume of varsity jackets. The only shop that's going to kind of have some variety to it is Yellow Brick, because there are shirts on there. And then there are the short coats, but it all fits into that kind of upper body theme. There's a few Western shirts on there, which are probably just going to let filter through. And once they're gone, I'm probably not going to bother with them. But jackets and shirts, they kind of fit with the upper body thing. Just like the jeans and the belts and the boots go together. The shirts, the jackets and scarves or whatever, like they're the 3 things for Yellow Brick. So we're going to kind of keep them niche to that, keep Away from the West niche to itself. The main thing for Yellow Brick is holding back all the winter stuff. But the idea is, at the minute, I think there's, including the scarves, there's about 500 items listed on the Yellow Brick. The plan is over the next few months to push that to over 1,000. But because we're keeping a niche, a niche selection of stuff, a niche selection of jackets, basically. A very focused shop. That shouldn't be too much of an issue, having so much stock on the shop. So yeah, the other thing, the backgrounds. One of the things that's come about is the lighting in here is nowhere near as good as our previous building. The previous building, it was all renovated. It had brand new LED lights throughout. This one is still in the 80s and it still has 80s tube lights. We're looking at swapping the tube lights for LED tubes, but we've had a play around and they're really old. So I don't know if that's gonna be possible. The starters are kind of buried in them. And if you can see the background there, I don't know how well it shows up today because it's quite bright, but the lighting in this room is quite low. So if you look across the top of the ceiling there, up to about here, there's a shadow because that light only comes down to here. So it's going to be one of the things for the videos. It's going to work out quite well content-wise because we're going to be buying a load of different lights and trying to figure out which lights are best for us. When I get through to the office in a bit, you can see the Converse wall. We've been playing with all sorts of lights. Fish tank lights, bloody light box lights, big lights, little lights. Trying to get the colour match from what we previously had, because we had a really good colour match. It was the colours of the items was coming out almost exactly as they look in real life, which is an issue you can have sometimes, especially using your phones as cameras. So yeah, I'm going to switch to a different position, show you a different shop, and then kind of the plans for that shop. Okay, so away from the West, our Western denim shop, so to speak. We're basically building a wall of cowboy boots. These are all the boxes we had in the previous room, but the plan is to actually double up. It's going to cost, these boxes are 15 to 18 quid each. They used to have an offer on where you bought so many, you got discounts, so made it 15, but right now they're 18. And I need 20 boxes, so we're looking at over 300 quid in boxes alone. But I'm hopefully going to get a deal on the boxes, bring that price back down a little bit. But the plan is we're going to double our existing stock holding. Right now we have about 100 pairs in stock at any given time. But obviously 100 pairs, they're a bit light now because we've been moving, not adding any new stuff. But 100 pairs fills up these 20 boxes quite quickly. So the plan is to double up on the boxes. We're going to go up to, is there 20 boxes? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah. So the plan is to go up to 40 boxes and keep a minimum of 200 pairs in at any one time. There's also going to be, I don't know how clear it is, but there's a big space here in front of the cowboy boots. There's going to be 4 more racks going in there eventually, because that's like another 200 quid in racks. Well, it was 100 quid in racks. Yeah, the 2 for 50 quid. So there's another 100 quid worth of shelving going in there. All our jeans are on here. We've got Dickies, Carhartts on one side, Levi's on the other. All this across the top is unlisted. We're waiting for a new background to come in. The rules for getting featured on Depop are kind of weird. They kind of want to have a nice background. The background we had was nice and neutral, but for some reason we've not been getting featured enough, so I decided to change the background up. It's been using that blue background now for over a year. I bought a wooden background, like it looks like wooden planks on the floor, but it just didn't look quite right. I wasn't happy with it. So I've ordered another background, which should be here in the next week or so. And then we can start getting all these jeans listed on the new background. And then as the old background filters out, when we get down to like the last maybe 30, 40 items, we can then rephoto the old stock as well. We also are going to be looking at how to change how we keep this stock as well, because we're hiring a new member of staff to help with the post and all that stuff. So we need to make it easier for them to work, because while me and my colleague, we know where stuff is because we put it there, for a new person coming in, it's going to be very daunting, really. It's a lot of stuff to go through. The only change that's happening here is there is one more shelf going on the end, just to tie off this rack, and then you're basically going to walk in and have a straight line down the back of the room, and then this is going to go double high, double the amount of cowboy boot stock. Again, it's just like, I think this shop has 700 items on it, because obviously there's a lot of belts, but the idea is to push this over 1,000 items again, but predominantly in the cowboy boots and the jeans. We're not going to be adding any more belts, so it's just a case of really bumping up that number. As you can see, our Carhartts and Dickies are a bit light. Our Levi's on the other side is a bit fuller. But although there is quite a lot of Carhartts up on there on the unlisted, and the idea is to basically have this, so this is just full of available stock going forward. So that's what we're doing with Away from the West. Let me show you the Converse. Okay, so Converse Central. Converse Central is nothing really much is changing. The background staying the same. All that stuff staying the same. But what we are going to try and do is we're actually going to try and double our stock holding. We've got a supplier we're very happy with at the minute. All the stuff is coming in clean, ready to go. It costs a bit more money, but then because we get to hand pick, we're able to pick the ones we want, which means we can get higher profit from our hand pick, which means hopefully we should be able to double our stock holding with stock that we want. And because of the way we organize everything, this is basically all by size. So you've got 9+ at the top, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then you've got white, black, blue, green, grey, red, pink-ish, something like that, down the side. The plan is to actually move the hold rails away and actually double this down this way. So instead of having double white, double black, double blue, it's going to be 4 black, 4 blue, 4 white, 4 red, and basically double our stock holding. Because when you're selling footwear, you're literally waiting for the customer who is a size 7, who wants a size pair of pink in high top to come along. You might be sat there going, well, I want a pair of, we get it quite a lot, I want a pair of black high tops but with a white trim in size whatever. They're actually one of the harder ones to get hold of and actually sell the best. So if you get black high tops with white trim, just classic Converse high tops in black, they sell really well. All blacks do okay, but not as well. But it's basically, we can, I can look here, for example, we've got like no size 8 whites. We've got like 3 pairs of size 8 whites in there. So next time I go to the supplier, zero in on the size 8 whites to try and refill. So as you can see here on Lowe's, we've got like no 6, 7, 8s or 9s in whites. We've just doubled that up though, so that probably explains why we don't have much. But again, this is going to allow us to focus on what stock we need. And again, that should increase sales. The idea is each shop is going to have enough money to provide a wage for an employee. 4 shops, hopefully 4 employees. So that covers the wages for everybody. And that should obviously make a good amount of profit in the end for the company. So again, not too much to show on the Converse, but this is kind of how it's situated. It's going to go all the way down this back wall. It's going to be good. Again though, this entire wall as it is costs about 600 quid in boxes. So we're looking at another 600 quid in boxes. That's a lot of money. The beautiful thing about these boxes, they interlink. So this wall is solid. We've also tied it back to the back wall as well. So it's not too bad. Plus we got overflow on the shelf when we had the final shelf to the end here, which isn't too bad. So what's that? 1, 2, 3. I'll show you in the bag. I'll show you in the bag next. Right then, shop number 4, in the bag. It's still a stupid name, but I giggle every time. So yeah, there you go. In the bag. It is what it is. This shop was like a little side project of mine, just because I know they were selling and I wanted to see if I could have a bit of a push with it. And it's been doing really well with like nearly 200 sales. There's something that's gonna, when you see the next video, it'll make more sense. But basically, we're switching the Road to Verified series to this bag shop. So the plan for the bag shop is to make its own shop. I don't think this shop's ever going to be at the point where it's making a wage for someone. But I think we can have a really good go if we really push the amount of the amount of stock we have on that shop. Really kind of just, it's purely a numbers game with this one. You're purely just loading it up. The more you have, the more market dominance you have, the more chance you've got of getting customer. But as you can see, the office came with a slat wall already attached. So we've just bought some Euro hooks. We can get a bit more on there, but we don't have a great deal of stock at the minute. So we just used it to display the East packs for now. It does make it a lot easier. We saw one of the East pack bags and it was literally a case of, right, there it is. Job's a good one. But again, we got more of the shelves. Plastic tubs, £4 from Home Bargains. Just easy enough to keep the backpacks in. Small backpacks, so on. You can get Euro hooks for these. So the plan is, as it expands, we can actually hook off the end. But there's enough room here. I think there's 150 bags in all of this. There's enough room here for another 300 plus bags. So another 300 bags, that should push that shop up to like 450 bags. That should really kind of push that account quite nicely. So yeah, not a great deal to say about it. It's just, it's a niche shop. It's a very focused shop. Everything on there is for a reason. And it all fits within the same category. Again, for me, for Depop, I find having a zeroed in shop works better. There are people who have varied shops who do really well, but I think a lot of that's down to their social media engagement and how they present their shop. For me, who's like a faceless shop, I find having a focused shop is better. So yeah, last but not least is the current How to Vintage shop. I'm going to see if I can just... So right now, I don't know if that's even in frame. I assume it is. Right now, that's the How to Vintage shop, but there are changes coming to the How to Vintage shop, which I'll explain in the next Road to Verified episode. It might not be the next Road to Verified episode because I might actually, there's going to be this is going out tonight, Saturday. There's going to be a video tomorrow explaining what's happening with that. Because this last week and a half has really kind of given me a lot of purpose to focus on what I'm doing with the business and how I want it to progress. There's also some other stuff that's come up which I kind of need to, which is going to take more of my focus time, which is why we're looking to employ people to kind of cover the time I need to take out of the business for the other projects. So I'll come back to that, but just know that's where it currently lives, but that is going to change. Basically, this section here is going to be all the winter holdback section going forward. So there you go. Let me know what you think of the new office. As it progresses, as we start kind of like nesting, I suppose, and as I start kind of like making it more of a personalized space, it will change, and you'll be able to see this room grow. But as an idea, our previous rental was £800 a month, including internet. This is £1,200 a month. Plus internet, which is like another 30 quid. But we have this room, the lobby, the downstairs. But for the purpose of today, this is the room that's ready because the rest of the stuff is still a mess. We're still moving stuff from the other office. But yeah, this should give you a nice update. I'm sorry about all the lost footage. I know some of you really love that kind of like dirty carpet cleaning stuff, and trust me, this carpet was a fucking mess. But yeah, we've still got a lot more to do, but here's an update on how we're getting on so far. If you like this kind of content, like, share, subscribe. The video tomorrow is basically going to be a channel update and what we're going to be doing with the channel going forward, the series that we run and all that fun stuff, and what to hopefully expect going forward. There's a join button. Click join if you want to support the channel, and obviously check out the website How to Vintage for wholesalers and discount and all that fun stuff. So until then, my name is Jonathan. This is How to Vintage, and I'm tired. I'm very tired. It's been a busy week. I'll see you next time.